So children, in the last class, we had given you an assignment. Did you all do it? How many of you all answered? Come on, raise your hands. Let me see. Very good. So now, let's check with the correct answers. So this was the assignment given for you. Form negative sentences and questions for the following. And the sentence was, it's a piece of paper. Right? And which was the second sentence? Dogs chase cats. Right, children? What you were supposed to do? You were supposed to form negative sentence and then questions for those negative sentences. So now, first, it's a piece of paper. What's the negative form of that? Yes, it is not a piece of paper. How do you frame a question for that? Is it a piece of paper? So the sentence was, it is a piece of paper. Negative form for that sentence was, it is not a piece of paper. The question would be, is it a piece of paper? Right, children? Fine. What is the next sentence? Dogs chase cats. So it is a negative form. Dogs do not chase cats. How do you ask question for that statement? Dogs do not chase cats. Do dogs chase cats? Now, tell me children, how many of you all answered it correctly? Raise your hands, let me see. That's a good number. Others, you can write down the correct answers, okay, and try for the rest of them, which are given in your textbook, okay. So with this discussion, let's begin our today's class. Now children, we have the situation here. The situation is, Siddharth receives a telephone call from his mother's office. But Siddharth's mother is not at home. Now Siddharth will speak with the speaker there through the phone, and he gets the information from the speaker. He has to pass that information to his mother. But at the same time, Siddharth has to go for tuition class. So now, children, tell me, how can he convey the information to his mother? He has to go to tuition. He can't miss the tuition. How can he convey the information, children? Can you guess? You can write a message, right? So you can write a message, whatever information you want to convey, that you can write it in a piece of paper and keep it. Right, children? So now, in today's class, I'm going to teach you how to write a message. So, this writing of message can be used when you receive a very important information from the other person and you have to convey to some other person. Writing message can be used when you receive an information from one unknown person and then you have to convey it to the other person. Okay, so now this is the situation, right? Let's hear the conversation. See here, he's receiving the call and says, hello. Hello, may I speak to Mrs. Lakshmi, please? I am Mrs. Sushila from the office. So Siddharth's mother's name is Lakshmi and from the office, Sushila calls him. Now let's see what Siddharth says. Mom's not at home right now. In that case, can you give her a message? It is urgent. Please tell her that the meeting fixed for tomorrow has been rescheduled. Ask her to check her mail as soon as possible for the details. Please don't forget to inform her. So when she gets to know that Siddharth's mother is not at home, she says that I have an important message that the meeting has been rescheduled, and further details, to know the further details, she can check her mail. And this is very important information, so please do pass it to her. This is what Mrs. Sushila from office is saying. He can write the message having the necessary information and then he can keep it where in the place where his mother is going to come. Let's learn how to write a message. Just observe this children. He is writing a message. Dear Mom. So he is starting with Dear Mom. And now the information should contain who passed the message and what was the message, right? So Siddharth writes, Mrs. Sushila had called. Tomorrow's meeting is rescheduled. Check your mail. She said it was urgent. Let me read it again for you children. Dear Mom, Mrs. Sushila had called. Tomorrow's meeting is rescheduled. Check your mail. She said it was urgent. And who is writing this message? Come on, be louder. Who is writing this message? Very good. Siddharth is writing this message. And he has to put the date as well as the time. Because the receiver of the message should know who gave the message and what was the message, from where it came, at what time. So all these details are very much necessary. So this is how you can write the message. So first you have to address for whom you are writing this message, because this message should not be read by some others, right? So it should not be miscommunicated. So that's the reason you will be writing the receiver of the message name. Maybe if it's your mom, sister, then you will be writing Dear Mom, Dear Sister, Dear Brother, like that. And you have to say from where you got the message. So Siddharth writes, Mrs. Sushila had called. And what's very important in the entire conversation, that the meeting is rescheduled and she has to check her mail. And you should not miss it, you should not ignore it, so it's very urgent. And who is writing this message? Yes, Siddharth is writing the message. And then you have to mention the date and the time. So children, observe this. Here, very important thing is you should not make any grammatical mistakes. If you do any grammatical mistakes, then the message can be miscommunicated. And the message is not a letter. So it should be very short. It should not be elaborated. It should be very short and clear. Clarity should be there, children. And then you have to put your signature. If you are writing the message, you have to put your signature or write your name, date, and time. These are the necessary things that you have to follow when you are writing a message. Did you understand, children? So what do you mean by a message? What was that? Siddharth was giving the information to his mother, right? So message is nothing but it's just a piece of information or news or request meant for someone. So message is a piece of information, news or request which is meant for someone, right? Now, here is one more situation. Let me read out the situation for you. Situation is you live in the hostel with your cousin. Imagine that you and your cousin are living in an hostel. You receive a call from your father to inform your cousin about the heart surgery of his father. You and your cousin are living in a hostel. You receive a call from your father. Your father calls and says or informs about your cousin's father's heart surgery. He gives you the date and time at which the operation has been fixed, the surgery has been fixed, and your father also asks your cousin to reach the hospital as soon as possible. This is the information, but your cousin is not there. He has gone out and you have to leave him the message. How do you write it? So children, I repeat again, you live in the hostel with your cousin. You receive a call from your father to inform your cousin about the heart surgery of his father. The date and time of the surgery has been fixed for 20th November 2016, 17. And you have to ask your cousin to reach the hospital as soon as possible. Write a message to your cousin about the surgery. So now, children, how do you begin? You have to write the name of the person who receives the message. Let's say his name is Pradeep. So you would start with Dear Pradeep. And then, now you have to write the message which contains the entire information. The important information which you have to cover in that message is who had called, what's the information? Father's heart surgery. And when is that? It's on 20th November 2017. And the person has to reach the hospital as soon as possible. These are the things which has to be covered. You should not miss this. So how does he write? My father had called and informed that your father's heart surgery is on 20th November 2017. He has asked you to reach the hospital as soon as possible. So immediately when he reads this message, he has to rush towards the hospital to look after his father. right? Who is writing this message? Rohit. So Rohit is writing this message and he receives the message on 17th November 2017 at 6 p.m. So children, very important thing is you should not miss any important information and you should not add any extra information also. Whatever has been said should be conveyed the same way. You should not change it. You should not delete it. You should not add any extra things to that. If you do any of these things, then the message will be, or the information will be miscommunicated. Did you understand, children? So, what are the guidelines for writing a message? Very good. Mention the date and time of giving the message. Mention the recipient address, name. Only the most important details should be written. And no new information should be added, as I told you. Grammatically correct sentences should be used. Message should be brief. Okay, children? Write your name or put your signature at the end of the message. I will give you the situation. You have to write the message now. Will you try? Are you all ready? Are you all ready, children? Fine. See, the situation goes like this. You get a call and it's for your father, but he's not there at home. Now, what you have to do is you have to listen to what the caller says and then leave a message for your father. So the conversation goes like this. Hello, may I speak to Rajesh, please? Sorry, he has gone out. May I know who is this? I am Manoj, Rajesh colleague. Can you please inform him that tomorrow's meeting is postponed to Saturday? Yeah, sure. Thank you. So this is the information. Dear Rajesh, Manoj called. Any one of you, please stand up and try this. Very good. You can sit now. Very good. Manoj had called. He informed that tomorrow's meeting is postponed to Saturday. Here the situation is taken with the name Likhita and then you have to write the date. Did you understand, children? So there goes the date and time. Another important situation here, you have to attend an important family function tomorrow. Hence, you will not be able to attend classes. Write a note informing your friend or classmate about this and asking him or her to help you with the lessons or class notes. So this is the situation. So let's see, how do you write the message? Dear Santosh, I'm attending the function, so I will be absent to school tomorrow. Can you please help me with the lessons and class notes? Raghav is writing this message to Santosh, requesting him to help to get the notes and any doubts clarified. So the date and the time is followed like this. Likewise, you have one more important message situation here. Imagine your friend Ashwin is absent to school and you need to inform him that he has to bring Aadhaar card the next day while coming to school. You will call him, but his brother Kirtan received the call and you will have the following conversation. Ask Kirtan to convey your message to Ashwin. So Samanvita is conversing. Hello, may I speak with Ashwin? Kirtan says, Ashwin has gone out to play. May I know who is speaking? Samanvita says, this is Samanvita. Ashwin's classmate wanted to inform him to bring Aadhaar card to the school tomorrow. So now Samanvita has to write the message. Let's see how she writes. Dear Ashwin. Sorry, Kirtan has to write the message. Dear Ashwin, Samanvita called. She informed that you need to carry your Aadhaar card to the school tomorrow. And who is writing this? Kirtan is writing. So Kirtan has received the call and Samanvita has conveyed the message. Right? So to whom? To Ashwin. Again, followed by date and time, children. Did you understand how to write the message? Everyone, did you understand? Very good, children. So hope you have understood how to write the message. So keep all these things in your mind and try to write the message properly. Okay. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Thank you. Meet you in the next class. Bye.